Now then, it's Carl from Studio Incar. Right next to me is Saqib's Porsche Boxster. I don't think we may have done one Porsche Boxster ever. The simple reason for the video title, you know, the systems that we do often, if you're at sort of Saqib's level, cost more than the car. Now this originally didn't start like this. None of his jobs do. Okay, he's a great bloke, very indecisive. The spec was the most simple thing we could do with the kit that he has left. So you're likely familiar with Saqib's been through his RS4's been through his 993, and most recently his 911, which was a a big system. So naturally, as he changes cars and stuff, there are certain pieces of kit that don't carry on to the next car. They either won't fit, or you naturally want to upgrade certain things and things like that. So Saqib's he's amassed a slew of kit. And yeah, so I'm pretty sure the original brief was as simple as it can be, real basic installation, and reusing the kit that we've got left. So it's almost like a parts bin system for his fun car. This for him is a car that he tinkers with, he plays around with it. It's a relatively low cost Porsche, so that he can just screw around with it and have fun, because there's more at stake when you're screwing around with a with a more expensive, say, 911 or GT3, GT4, things like that. So yeah, great fun project. Originally front door speakers, radio. He wanted to upgrade the radio because the radio in these is just pants. Wanted a rear camera and then to use some of his kit. Now what we started with and what we ended up with are two completely different things. So this car now has an Audison AV51K, Bit1 HD, Audison Thesis front end, so a Thesis tweeter in a custom tweeter, like a custom printed mount on the dash top there, all discreet. Thesis mid base in a custom surround on the door cards, which they actually look great. Like the original doors in these have got like a 5-inch or like a real strange diameter speaker, not something you get very often, but it's inside like a Nokia box, so it could work, if you got a decent 5-inch speaker and then deaden that box down, but not for this guy. And then we've got a front subwoofer box with the JLTW3 in there in the front footwell, which yeah, it's just a custom subwoofer box. So you've seen us do them for years. Front sub boxes work really well. They work really well in time with the front mid bases and things like that. Having that sub in front of you is it's pretty cool. It's quite an impactful sound. But when you think about it, in a car like this, you can't put one in the trunk, it would be pointless. You have a boot, you can't put one in the boot, again, it would be pointless. It's a sealed enclosure. And the only sort of common cabin space you have is the actual cabin itself, in there with the seats and yourself. So yeah, let's take a look around it, because this system it probably costs twice the price of the car. All right, and that is something that comes up quite often. A lot of people that call us that don't know who we are and don't know our sort of reputation or where we sort of sit within the industry are surprised, at what things can cost. You can spend £5,000, £6,000, £7,000 on a front set of speakers alone, and we do regularly do systems like that. So there is a certain expectation that needs to be managed when it comes to car audio, but the whole, it costs more than the car, is probably the most familiar thing that I hear. All right. Now, I didn't think I was going to like this. Being a sort of GT4 owner, being a snobby Porsche owner, I thought I was going to really dislike this Boxster. But I've driven it, I've tested it, and it is just fantastic. It is a great drive, and I think it is that expectation ratio in that, we know that we can be in one of these for sort of between 5 and 10 grand. Mid-engined, so you get that poise from the car. They drive well, or at least this one does. And this one seems like someone's taken care of all of its bushings, all of its fixings. It feels solid. It shifts really solid. The power's good. It's a cool little car, this. Yeah, so I love the steering wheel as well. There you go, as you can see, the Thesis mid-base in the door. Now this presents a problem because, as you can see, these cheeks, His cheeks are part of a larger baffle system to mount that speaker to the door to get the cone inside the car rather than buried behind a massive grille or buried behind a thick sort of cloggy grille that's going to congest the way the system sounds. And then in here, I don't know if we're going to be able to see, maybe you can just spy inside that grille. Yeah, that's it. We've got the Thesis tweeter in there on a 3D printed mount, and yeah, facing towards the windscreen. It has to be tuned from the windscreen. That's what you've got. You know, he did want this, like I say, he can be quite indecisive. I'm sure he'll agree with me. He did want this to be discreet. It's not turned out that discreet, but the tweeters obviously missed the missed the memo on that one. So yeah, they're in the OEM location, facing up, and they sound surprisingly good for their compromised location. Yeah, so nothing in the boot other than the rear camera. So that little rear camera you can see just there gives us a rear shot when he's in reverse, which is great in this because there's pretty much no rear window at all. And you can see you can get a better shot of the head unit from here. Now, a lot of Porsche owners don't go for an upgraded head unit because they're worried that it's going to affect the aesthetic of the car. Now, I actually really like the double din in a Porsche. Anything up to say 981 level or 991.2, you can replace with you know, with a Sony 6050 or equivalent double din. You may have already spotted down here this little bad boy. That's the JL TW5. It's a 10-inch subwoofer. Now, our wide-angle lens is making this look a little larger than it is, but you can see the legroom that you have left here. You know, you're not really compromised there. Okay, you can't stretch out fully, but do you ever? You know, and that creates a ton of impact and bass within this system. And then we've got the TH driver over here as well. No risk of that looking rubbish, really. It works really well. That he's just turned up apparently. Let's see if we can clock him coming through the door. Hello, mate. You all right?
You deliberately put this...
Yeah, to try and confuse you. So he's not seen it yet. He's seen pictures and things like that. So we'll run through this now, and then I'll catch you in a minute. Then up front, we've got the Bit 1 HD, as discussed earlier. That is in the OEM amplifier, sits there typically, but we've robbed its space. There's no need for it anymore, so we fitted the processor there. And then you've got 51K along this front bulkhead here, which gives him loads of space. This front cover is just so the amplifier doesn't get beaten up. And he can load inside the boot there still, so still fully functional. It's been with us a little while because the spec, you know, as I've said, and as they always do, it's changed, turned into a larger job. But you know, you shouldn't feel bad about spending more money on car audio than you do on the car originally, if that's what you're into. There's worse things you can spend money on. This has been a great, fun job, this, in a great, fun car, and it's yeah, it's right up my street. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. I'm Carl, this is Studio Incar. This is Sakib's Porsche Boxster. Let me know in the comments if you have anything to ask. Take it easy.